All right, so welcome to episode 2, episode 3. Well, episode 2 really.
I don't know what this episode is. I don't know.
I think it's episode 2 of All's Well That Ends. We have another third episode that's already done. That'll come out later. And this one is on King of the Hill. Just to give you a quick rundown on what the show's about, we go over the last episode of TV shows and we
Talk about our thoughts and what could have been better. We liked it. We didn't like it. Was it rush? Was it not rush? What did it end well? Could have they done better?
Yeah, and then we kind of just revisit everything about the show. We usually watch the last season. So yeah, so that's the premise of the show. In case we haven't really explained it before,
I don't think
that's
we
what it's
have,
about.
but-
Yeah, and so this episode is about King of the Hill, which is relevant. The new season is coming out. So some background on that show. That show was, in case you were living under a rock, you've never heard of King of the Hill. It was created by Mike Judge, Beavis and Butthead creator.
Daria.
I don't think he had a big hand in Daria. I think that there's a thing about that.
Didn't you say something about like he had the idea and then someone took the idea, but someone just basically
They made a spin-off off because Daria's in Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, she is. But he had a different vision of her on Beavis and Butthead
Yeah.
than what the actual show was. It's like they did their own way.
They did their own thing and they never asked him for any like creative input from what I recall. I'll have to double check that, but that's what I know.
But it was a good show too. You know, Daria was a really good show.
Yeah,
For its time.
yeah, it's a good show. He's also known for doing Office Space, the movie Office Space, which is a cult classic, and Idiocracy, which is also a fantastic movie. What else did he do? Oh, Silicon Valley.
Did he?
Yeah, Mike Judge wrote Silicon Valley or
know
produced Silicon Valley.
I did not know
He's
that.
he's a big influence on Silicon Valley.
That is a good show.
That's a great show. There's one more that I'm thinking of. The Good Family, I think it was called. Remember that? It was like the opposite of King of the Hill. Whereas a bunch of liberals.
Was it short-lived?
It didn't last long.
I think I do recall the show, but I think I saw the first episode or like some bits and pieces. But it's kind of like
It was okay.
it's like one of those fever dreams where like
It was like
it
Bizarro
their-
King of the Hill.
Okay.
Like their dog was vegan. They only fed their dog vegan food.
Oh, we gotta check that back then.
He's a legend, I think. Mike Judge.
He's
And-
a good writer, you know.
Yeah, right. Animator because
Yeah.
he animated a lot of Beavis and Butthead. He animated a lot. Like he's almost like an indie creator, you know.
We need Beavis and Butthead. He needs to bring them back.
He did bring them back.
No, I know, cause I've seen like some like on TikTok.
A few years ago.
Did he? Okay,
Yeah,
because I've seen some bits and pieces of them being older, and I see that they have kids, and it's like, is this like a show or is this something?
They do. I think they do like a weird flash forward and flashback thing where like sometimes they'll be young and then they'll do like when they're old, like when they're in their like 40s and they're on like government assistance, not working jobs.
Oh God!
They got a bunch of kids running around. It's pretty funny.
I wonder who the wives are. Who were
I know.
dumb enough to be like,
who's dumb enough to sleep with them.
yeah.
But yeah, Beavis and Butt, that's a classic.
Yeah.
And so the show is written by or created by Mike Judge and a guy called Greg Daniels. He's a writer who wrote for the SNL, The Simpsons, Office, Parks and Recreation.
Simpsons that never ends, that needs to end.
Yeah, I know.
To me, it ended 10.
One day we'll do an episode on that. One day, and we'll probably be
We'll
50
probably-
or 60 or dead.
Probably our kids will.
Yeah, maybe our kids can do it.
They'll be the podcast doing it.
Yeah. And so Mike Judge, a lot of people don't know that Mike Judge is also an animator. He would animate a lot of.
Yeah, he did drew.
He drew Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, he drew, and then he also had Hank Hill on the show too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What was that guy's name? Wasn't his name Mr. Anderson or something? Or
He had a different name, right? He
Yeah.
wasn't named Hank Hill.
but
right?
he had Hank's voice. It's because Mike. Oh, that's the other thing. Mike Judge also voices Hank Hill.
Right? Yeah, he does.
So,
But
he
he
also
looks
voices
so-
that character. He also voices Butthead. I'm assuming Beavis. I don't know if he does Beavis, but I know he does Butthead for sure because he also does Dooley, and Dooley sounds like Butthead.
Yeah. I thought he pretty much voiced everybody on Beavis and Butt. Well, not
Probably
everybody. Not
because it was almost like an
everybody.
indie show.
Yeah, because the show wasn't at its time in the 90s. It didn't look like a well budget animated show. It just looked so simple.
Yeah.
I guess low budget. There you go.
Yeah, it had that vibe to it. And when they pitched King of the Hill to Fox, Fox was looking for another animated series, and they pitched it as a pencil test. It wasn't even a pilot.
Okay.
It was one of Mike Judge's animations for like a few minutes, just with Hank introducing himself and Bobby and Peggy. It's pretty good. Maybe if I end up
this is like the beginning start of the animated Fox show lineup, right? Because I know the Simpsons were already
animation domination.
Yeah, so basically, the Simpsons were already from 1989. They went on to do their own thing, and I guess they were running out of, like, the lineup was changing. No more Cops or America's Most Wanted. I guess they were trying to get away from. Oh well, that was Saturdays. They went from Sundays, so I guess Sundays was starting to look.
I don't remember what originally played. Was it sitcoms that played with Simpsons? I think it was a lot of sitcoms.
Yeah, they had Married with Children,
yeah, there
The
you
Simpsons, and then Cops will play here and there, and then some other shows. But it was like not. I don't even think Beverly Hills 90210 was on Sundays, was it?
I think King of the Hill opened the doors for. Then they did Family Guy. Then they did Bob's Burgers. Then you know what I mean? They did a bunch of other American Dad, and the Cleveland show, and it was just it became animation domination, and it still is as far as I know. It's the animation block on Sundays. Futurama was on that at some point. Yeah. King of the Hill kind of opened the doors for that. Because
King of the Hill was the next animated show before Family Guy came.
Family Guy.
And American Dad, and there was another animated show I cannot recall, or I'm just like.
I'm sure there's a bunch of them. Futurama was a big one too. So if you don't know what King of the Hill is about, it's about the Hill family. That's why it's named King of the Hill. It's Hank Hill, Peggy Hill, Bobby Hill. And Hank is like, he's a propane salesman. Conservative. He's the, you know what? I was thinking about this today. Like, he's the only one in the show who's not like low-key a maniac.
He's like
everybody's crazy in that show.
I know. It's
everybody
like
around
everybody
him
comes to him for their problems, and it's like it's his job to
he has to fix everything.
Fix everybody's problems.
Like he has his three friends, right? He has Dale and Boomhauer and Bill, and whenever they get into something without him, they get into trouble.
And then, my favorite part is the fact that if there's something going on with Hank, everybody knows.
Yeah, everybody knows. If he has a health issue, something embarrassing, it's always something embarrassing, and the whole neighborhood spreads it around.
Yeah, and then his underwear is like showing, and it's like everybody knows about it. It's just weird, like how it's unmentionables.
Yeah, I know. But I have actually a lot of respect for for Hank Hill, the character. I have a lot of respect for Hank Hill. I think he's a well-written character, and he's actually like, I don't know, like this show.
Like the voice of reason.
Yeah, for sure. This show is like, people, like, to put it this way, people to act like this show is tearing down middle America or the South or Texas, and there's some of that, right? There's like a parody of the South in there, right? A parody of Texas, a parody of the Midwest, what have you, right? It's also a celebration, right? Like it's also very sincere about family values and community and your friends. It has a good message, actually. I think King of the Hill is a really good show.
Yeah, it's been a really good show. I mean, it came out what, in 95?
96 to 97.
96.
First season.
Yeah, because they talk about Bobby's in 6th grade, I think.
I think so.
He's in 6th grade, and in the beginning, Bobby looks like he sounds like he doesn't know what he wants, or he's like, oh, okay, like, I don't know, he just sounds.
No, he's actually got a drive. He wants to be a prop comic. Yeah. He wants to be the first chubby comic to live past 40. I think he said.
Past 40.
Yeah, because all of them die. John Candy and Chris Farley and every fat comic dies.
Well, I mean, they either were on drugs or they had heart issues.
Their heart can't take all the drugs and cake, and they die early.
I wonder if John Candy was on drugs.
Probably they all are. I don't know.
Heart attack.
Probably. There's a lot of cocaine going on in those days. And then so the main family is Peggy, Bobby, and Peggy is amazing because Peggy's this huge narcissist. Like,
she knows Spanish.
Yeah, she
to make sure her says her R's.
She has Spanish vocabulary, but she has no accent. She can't pronounce it.
And she's a substitute teacher.
But she's so full of herself. She acts like you would think she was the president. The way she
No, she acts like she's like this wonderful teacher, but she's just a substitute teacher.
It's not just teaching. She thinks she's the best at everything. She thinks she's amazing.
I still think that Mexican episode, the where
That's a great episode.
that's the best.
They go on a field trip to Mexico,
And
and
she brings an extra
she
kid.
accidentally brings a kid home with her from Mexico, and she can't understand what she's even saying because she's so terrible with her Spanish. Then she takes her back, and then they arrest her.
Yeah, for like illegally smuggling.
Yeah, for smuggling a child, for
Yeah.
human trafficking.
Yeah.
And then the way they clear her name is putting her on the stand and letting her
Speak in Espanol.
yeah, and everyone can see how
How terrible
terrible
her Spanish is.
Yeah, that's a great episode. That's
Yeah,
an amazing
that
episode.
is a
That's
great
like the Peggy Hill episode.
Yeah, yeah. And don't forget Luann, who
Right. Luann's
Peggy's niece.
yeah, and she shows up from the first episode, right?
Yeah,
she just
she's
starts
there.
living there because
Her parents had a big fight, and I guess they both got
I
arrested.
think they're both in jail. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's trailer trash. She's trailer trashy, but
their trailer tipped over.
yeah, the trailer tips over in like a hurricane or something. I don't know, but
Voiced by Brittany Marie. May she rest
she's dead.
may she rest in peace.
Yeah. Oh, and Peggy Hill, I didn't know that she's voiced by Kathy Najimy. Do you know who she is?
Yeah, that's
She's one of the Hocus Pocus witches.
yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, she's also in Sister Act.
And like her, yeah, and
Yeah,
her, I would not expect that.
She
the
looks
Peggy Hill-
different now because she lost a lot of weight.
Oh wow.
And she looks great.
I didn't know that. I couldn't imagine the Peggy Hill voice coming out of her. She doesn't look, and she's like Middle Eastern or something. No, she's yeah. So that she gets that Texas accent as Peggy Hill down as.
But she does a great job.
Yeah, she's great. She's great.
Yeah.
All the voice acting in this show is great.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I love it.
And then Del Gribble.
And Bobby Hill's voice, that woman
Oh
who does.
yeah.
Bobby
I never
Hill is great.
knew there was a woman doing Bobby Hill's voice for a long time.
She does it great, just like Bart. Just like
Yeah.
Bart, Nancy
Pamela
Cartwright.
Allen.
So yeah, and it's sad. Luann's voice is dead, so they may not be bringing her back in the new season.
Yeah, her or other characters that.
And then Hank has his group of friends, Dale and Boomhauer and Bill,
Bill.
and they're amazing. It's like
I feel like they're like train wrecks. Everybody is a train wreck.
I don't know.
But
Boomhauer is pretty cool.
I know, but Boomhauer is cool, even though he's a
He's a what do you call it? Philanderer. He
he's
sleeps
a
with
Casanova. He always has these chicks.
he sleeps with as many women as he can.
Yeah.
But I like the episode where like he shows Bobby how to get a girl. Bobby's like totally like horrified or disillusioned because like all he does is he keeps going to different women and trying to like put the shoe on him in the shoe store.
Yeah.
And like saying some pickup line. And like most of the women like slap him or like, "You get away from me," but he does it like 20 times. And eventually some girl is cool with it. And I don't know, I just think that's really funny.
Even Hank thought that Boomhauer and Luann were a thing.
Oh yeah, there's that episode.
Yeah, because she was looking for a boy. Oh no, wait, that was a homeboy broke up with her, and then it's like they're trying to make him jealous with some guy. They went to a restaurant, and then Boomhauer was nice enough to bring her, and then Hank thinks that they're together.
Oh yeah, because that guy like tries to take advantage of her or something. Yeah. And then Boomhauer comes to
But
save the day.
Boomhauer is awesome.
I like that episode because
Yeah.
Boomhauer tells her like, "No, you're not staying here. You're not staying with me." But no one understands Boomhauer, so she's like, "Thank you." Like, and then
Yeah.
she just goes to his house.
But Bill is a train wreck.
I know Bill's a train. That's his thing. That's his appeal. That's his charm. He's
Yeah.
a train wreck.
He's lonely. He's still thinking about his ex-wife Lenore, and then he always fucks up relationship with
I know
women
any
all the
relationship he
time.
has, he self sabotages. He can't have a good thing without ruining it.
Yeah.
What
'cause
do
he
you
gets
think
obsessive.
the closest he was to finding love was?
I think that Christmas episode, remember, where he's dressed like Santa and he had all these decorations.
Yeah, he came on too strong. He got all creepy.
And
like,
then this woman, I think she was like the neighbor or teacher or something like that, and she dropped her kids off, and they were having fun, and then she brought him cookies or something like that, and then after the season ended, he was still obsessed.
He was still doing it.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, you're still doing it, okay, and
I think the closest he came was with Khan's mom. Him and Khan's mom have a thing. Remember?
do they? Oh,
She's like obsessed with cleaning.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm thinking.
and like they have a thing. They have like a fling.
Okay.
And Khan is horrified, of course.
Yeah, because imagine having Bill as your.
Your new stepdad.
Yeah, exactly. But I was also thinking, remember how he also hooked up with Luann's mom? when Luann's mom comes
Oh, yeah.
back, and she's
Yeah.
like abusive to him.
She's like real abusive, and
Yeah, she beats him up and everything. Like, oh my god.
she goes to stab someone with a fork.
Yeah.
Get this skank off me, and she goes to stab him
Yeah.
with a fork. That's her thing. She stabbed Luann's dad with a fork.
Yeah, and
Right.
isn't that like he had a thing for, like in that same episode, there's like a governor that also have a thing for him, but he doesn't pay attention to her, rather pick Luann's mom, Trainwreck, instead of her.
Or is it Lenore?
No, it wasn't Lenore. Lenore also came back.
But yeah, that is a good episode.
She
yeah.
comes back.
Yeah, he almost has like a relationship with the governor.
Yeah, yeah.
And he ruins it because he ruins every relationship he ever has. But then there's the episode where he sleeps with those women to try to carry on the Dotrieve name.
Oh, his cousins?
Yeah, one of them is his cousin.
Yeah, one of them is his cousin,
and the other two are
one...
only cousins by marriage.
Yeah, and it's like he has to figure out which one is his
And
blood
they're all
cousin.
trying to further the family bloodline, and I guess probably get inheritance or whatever.
Yeah.
They have like a rich family. That's a good episode. So yeah, he's like a lovable loser, kind of. He's real pathetic. And then there's Dale.
Oh God.
Dale's like it's so funny because he's like the most paranoid person in the world, but he doesn't know his wife is cheating on him.
Such a conspiracy theorist. But I mean, he is funny. He's a funny guy.
Oh, he's one of my favorite characters.
The thing about the things that he comes up with and how he's all like the government does it or something like that.
Guns don't kill people. The government does.
Yeah, that's right.
And shit like that.
I know.
He's also so pathetic and like weak. Like everyone played sports, but he was like the talent manager in high school.
Yeah.
Like, but he's so pathetic. But he also doesn't know his wife is cheating on him, even though he's so paranoid. He can't see that his son is clearly not his. He's all brown.
I know that's the one episode. Another good episode was Peggy finding out.
She's the last to know.
No, I know.
She's the last to know.
Even what's her name? Connie's mom already knew that, and
Yeah.
they were like the newer neighbors.
They're the new arrivals.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, you just knew that? Who do I tell? Let me email Con for that one.
Yeah, it's funny.
And it's like, you didn't know?
Yeah, she's so oblivious.
Yeah.
That's
that was
a
a good episode too.
Yeah. That whole thing, the whole cheating thing, and there's a whole bunch of plot points off of that.
Yeah, and it's like John Reckhorn is like comes.
John Redcorn. That's I mean the man she sleeps with, John Redcorn.
Yeah, and then he comes over
He's like
just
a healer. He's an Indian dude, like a Native American.
and everybody's cool, with that.
Yeah.
But everybody's all like awkward about. They know what's going on.
The thing is, Boomhauer. I didn't know this. Boomhauer's voice is inspired by calls that Mike Judge would keep getting at MTV of a guy who called the show Porky's Butthole. He'd be complaining about how terrible Beavis and Butthead was.
What?
Yeah, but he sounded like Boomhauer, like this dang old Porky's Butthole you got going on here, like
What?
just talking like that, and that's what inspired Boomhauer.
Oh, okay.
This guy talking like that, he thought the
wow.
voice was so funny that he ended up making a character off of it. So that's funny. I like that inspiration.
I had no idea about that one. Wow.
So other characters in the show that appear, I really love the Super Newsom phones. The whole Super Newsom phone family.
I know Con and Min and Connie.
Con and Min and Connie are the best. Like,
but they're brutal with their daughter. Like, especially how Con is with her daughter, and he makes sure that her and Bobby are not together because she has to be with another Laos.
Another Laotian.
Yeah, Laotian.
What's
what
his name?
ocean?
What ocean? Are you Chinese or Japanese? Like he tells them they're Laotian, they just don't get it.
What ocean?
Or like when Con introduces himself, I'm like, I'm Con Super Newsom phone. He's like, so that's pronounced Con.
That's funny.
Yeah, they're total like stereotypes. They're very obsessed with status and luxury, and like Con's obsessed with his salary, and they want Connie to go to a good school, and she's got to practice violin and be academic. They don't want her dating outside of her race. It's like it's very stereotypical, but I mean, like, I don't know. I live in California. We live in California. How many people have you met who are exactly like that?
Right. And then who else we
Oh,
have?
and this was also interesting. Lauren Tom. She voices Min and Connie.
Oh, wow.
The woman who voices Min also voices Connie, which I would have never guessed.
And then Toby Huss, the voice of Con, he's going to be the voice of what did I say? Oh, he's gonna be Del Gribble in the new show.
And who's gonna be John Redcorn? And
They found another actor, if I'm not mistaken, to be John Redcorn. But who
what
knows?
about-
Like, there's a lot of characters that will not. Like, I know they don't know. We don't know yet about Luann and Lucky. That's another.
they're
character.
probably. I mean, how are you? Luann and Lucky are both dead. Okay, we're gonna get to Lucky. Well, let's just talk about Lucky. Lucky Kleinschmidt is.
He has a
Luann's-
last name. Oh my god! I didn't
Yeah,
even
Kleinschmidt. Like, is he Jewish? Like, what? What?
I didn't know.
Lucky Kleinschmidt.
They all call him Lucky, so I didn't know he had a last name.
Yeah, well, they say it a few times in the show. Liz hates Lucky, but he's one of my favorite characters. First of all, he's Tom Petty.
I didn't know that either until he died. When he died,
he's Tom fucking Petty.
No, I know.
Come on.
Well, Tom
That's
Petty.
so cool.
Well, yeah, but Tom Petty's Tom Petty, and Lucky the character is like, I mean, he's funny.
And
he
then-
likes to steal.
Yeah,
and he's always a scam. He's a scam artist.
Yeah, his like claim to fame, the thing he brags about is that he slipped on pee-pee at the Costco. I slipped on pee-pee at the Costco, and he got a settlement for it. He got all this money out of it.
Yeah. And he like marries Luann. They have a daughter together.
But we're talking
Lasagna.
about, yeah, they're gonna call her Lasagna. What they name her? Gracie.
Gracie.
Yeah, and they eventually have a kid. And you were talking about Toby Huss. That's Con, who voices Con. He also voices Cotton Hill. I would have never known that he also voices Cotton.
Oh yeah. So he's gonna be the new voice of Dale in the new show.
Yeah.
And then they get a new actor for Con. So Con will have a new voice. We don't know who it is, or I'm not sure who it is at this moment.
So, but Cotton. Cotton is Hank's dad. He's like this totally abusive war veteran who had his shins blown off. And he's like also one of my favorite characters.
He's awesome.
Like there's so many characters in King of the Hill that you kind of love to hate, and then like
that boy.
and then eventually you hate him so much that you love him. It comes full circle.
What's that boy's name that has a low tone voice? What was his name?
Dooley?
Dooley.
That's Mike Judge.
He's hilarious. He had like one-liners all the time.
Dooley and Butthead just sound like Mike Judge. Like that's how Mike Judge sounds. He's just like, yeah, and then I made the show. Like he sounds like that.
I've heard his voice, like actual voice, and I'm just like, oh, he sounds like Dooley.
Yeah,
but I keep
Butthead.
forgetting his name.
Yeah, and then there's Liz's other favorite character, Buck Strickland. Buck Strickland is voiced by Stephen Root, who also voices Bill.
Oh, really?
And
Okay.
Stephen Root, I know Stephen Root is in like every Mike Judge thing. He's in anything Mike Judge is. I think they're friends or they have a good relationship because anything Mike Judge has ever done, you know who he is, but you can know who he is by his voice. I'll show you after the show, but like this guy's very familiar. He's been in everything. He was the judge in Idiocracy. He's one of the characters in Office Space. His voice appears in all kinds of his work. They always work together.
I cannot stand Buck Strickland. Every episode of that man, I just cannot.
I love Buck Strickland. The thing
I
is,
just don't like him.
Okay, look, King of the Hill is very
He's a
character.
dick.
I know King of the Hill
but I
is
guess
very.
That's what he is, right?
Right. The show's character driven. Even the characters you don't like, you appreciate. You may not like Lucky because he's like such a scumbag, but like he's like a scumbag with a heart of gold, right?
Right. I know why Luann fell in love with him or liked him. But at the same time, I'm like, she could have done something better.
You know what's a good Buck Strickland episode is like when he takes to Bobby and him and Bobby go have like a night on the town, and then it devolves into him going to a speakeasy and like playing a poker game.
Yeah.
And then he has to take the watch he gave him as a gift, and like it gets real seedy and real creepy really fast, and like Hank has to find Buck and
well,
save
he is
him.
creepy at the end of the day. He's always creepy,
Or like when
especially
he meets
he's
his
like
son.
and he's like abusive too with like Hank all the time. Like I don't know, like he always
Old Top.
Yeah.
He always calls Hank Old Top. He's like,
Yeah.
hey, Old Top.
Oh yeah, his son.
And then he meets his son, and he's just like him. And then there's two of them. That's terrible. Yeah, but Buck Strickland is like a womanizing, drunk, barely holding his business together dude. I love him. I love everyone in this show. Funny thing is, I think I hated everyone in this show at some point, like except maybe Hank.
There's some episodes where you just like, God, man, I hate this
Yeah,
character.
this character's an idiot, no matter who they are.
Yeah.
Peggy is an idiot. All of his friends, Bobby's an idiot.
Yeah, Bill or Dale.
Yeah,
like
Luann. They're always just doing stupid shit and messing up, but it's so human. The show's so human, and that's the thing about the show. It's animated, but it's a human show. It's about regular things happening to regular people, right? It's so.
And it takes you back to the 90s. If you go back and watch the show, it's like before social media and everybody had cell phones and You know, it's like it takes you back to that time where everybody still was social and talking to each other. Like you talk to your neighbors and hanged out. Now it's like you're texting your neighbors and telling them, "Hey, there's a burglar in their neighborhood" or something. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's a good show. And then they have the Y2K.
Oh, that was a good episode, the Y2K episode.
Yeah, where everybody
Hank
was all
gets-
panicking and Hank wasn't at the beginning, and then afterwards he was.
Yeah, he gets swept up in the Y2K panic.
Yeah, that's how
He doesn't-
everybody started.
Yeah.
Everybody like nothing's gonna happen.
I wasn't worried about it at all.
My mother did.
I was like, it's a clock. Who cares? Like, I don't know.
I
But
think like people did panic at first, and some of them did, and some of them like nothing's gonna happen.
nothing ever
We're
happens.
still here.
Just remember, nothing ever happens.
Yeah, I know.
The show, I spoke a little about the tone, that it's not a cartoon almost. You know, it's more of a sitcom than a cartoon. It's not like Simpsons. It's not like Family Guy. It's like a sitcom. The characters grow up. Like, you know, if you notice in the last seasons, like Bobby's taller. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They stretch him out. He's looking less chubby. He's looking more like a
Like a boy.
teenager. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, a teenager.
Like
yeah.
a teenager. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh,
they do
even
stuff like that.
Joseph
grows
grew
up. One day he just grows up and he's fucking 6 feet tall.
I know.
Got a
and
mustache.
His voice changes.
His voice gets so deep.
And he's all interested in women.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about Joe. Yeah, we did talk about
girls.
Joseph. That's his that's Dale's son, or
Yeah.
John Redcorn's son, really. So the show ran for 13 seasons. You know, realistic portrayal of Middle America. That's one of the things I really like about it. That it's realistic. It's both parodying with love and with satire. It's so good.
Yeah.
And then critical acclaim. It won a bunch of Annie Awards, which are like animation awards I didn't even know about till this show. But it also won a couple of Emmys. It won
That's cool.
1999 Outstanding Animated Program, and it won Outstanding Voice. So this is
That's a really good hit show.
it's a good show.
I mean, it was a really good hit show in the first season, or in the first run. Sorry, I should say, because we're having a new run coming up August the 4th of 2025.
Oh wow, that's in 2 days, right?
Yeah, 2 days.
2
It's
days.
gonna.
What a coincidence!
I know. We're gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
we'll talk.
I think everybody's looking
We'll
forward
talk
to that.
towards the end about influence on later shows. It paved the way for kind of more dry humor type shows like Bob's Burgers or The Great North, that kind of stuff. You know, subtle comedy, character first storytelling, internet and memes. This show is like highly memeable. Like this show, like that boy ain't right. That's
boy
in
ain't
everyone's fucking lexicon. Everyone says that shit because of this show.
Yeah, there's a lot of good quotes in that show.
Yeah, and this show's more like slice of life. It's not like The Simpsons. It's not ridiculous.
The Simpsons needs to end.
Yeah, I know. On the note of final episodes, it gets real wacky with King of the Hill because it had a final episode when they weren't sure if the show was going to end. Right?
Yeah, because I remember they were already announcing like they had to end it or they were going to be canceled.
They thought it was gonna be
or
canceled. They thought they weren't gonna get renewed.
Fox was changing their lineup at the time, so I guess King of the Hill was the first to be cut, and I guess that's why they.
Yeah, it actually went off the air for a few years.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they brought it back out of nowhere, which
Yeah,
is
and then
happening again.
I guess they just added those last episodes left. That's why it's 24 episodes, or it's like
It's another season, but
or it's another season just short. So they had 20 episodes
they
and
were
then
all
4
about
more.
20 something episodes.
Okay.
The last few seasons.
Yeah, and
So,
so,
there
when-
wasn't short seasons; they were long.
okay.
But
Some of them are short.
Season 11, episode 12 is called Lucky's Wedding Suit, which is a good pun because there's a lawsuit in the episode.
Yeah.
And that lawsuit is used for him to have the wedding.
Yeah, they want a huge extravaganza wedding.
Yeah, they want to blow all this money on the wedding.
Yeah.
And they don't even have the money for it. They're doing total hillbilly crap.
Yeah,
Just
I
wasting
think she
money.
wants to get married like in a castle or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like Hank is being more reasonable. Like, hey, I think you should like,
Put a down payment on the house across the street.
like be more reasonable. Make the wedding more affordable. Make
Yeah,
it
and-
warm and family and friends only type.
And everyone shows up at that wedding.
Yeah, they do.
You know what's his name? Juichiro, Hank's illegitimate brother from Japan.
Oh yeah.
He's in that. He's because they put every character there. So this was like the episode they thought they were going out on. Like Luann's mom is there. Like everyone's there.
Oh, I guess that was like their way of like, hey, maybe we need to have all
They're
these...
saying goodbye to everyone.
Okay.
Similar to what so that's last episode of a season that they thought they were going to have. Like
Okay.
they telegraphed it to be the last episode of the show. The thing that's funny is it wasn't, right? They had apparently 2 more seasons, right? Because season
Yeah.
13 is the last one.
Yeah, of the first series.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so that first segment of the show or whatever, they kind of had a last episode thinking they were going to be canceled. It's kind of like a last episode. It's a good episode. In fact, I think it's better than the one they went out on, to be honest. Kind of like it bookends the show better, right? Because the show starts with Luann moving into Hank's house
Right.
and him kind of having to raise this adult child.
Well,
And
he
then-
didn't. He felt like, when are you leaving, kind of type.
Yeah,
Like,
and it ends with her leaving.
Yeah,
it
'cause
ends
he-
with her
'cause he-
finally going.
yeah, because he had her on his den, and his den was like a mess because of all her stuff and his stuff.
Yeah.
And then he organizes it. That's the episode where he thought Boomhauer and her were a thing. And that's at the end of the episode, he basically fixes the den and makes it more livable for her or comfortable for her.
Yeah, yeah.
Showing
but-
how he really did care about her.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. But so that's the thing. There's kind of like a theme with the show and Luann, and this is when she finally leaves. This is that last episode where she moves out and she goes to do her own life. So it bookends the show well, right? So
Right.
it was good. I think it was written well, and it ends really well that way.
This
It's
is
not
the-
really where the show ends because they come back for 2 more seasons after that randomly. And so we watched the last season. I thought it was pretty good, but
It's
here's
not that bad. There's some good episodes in there.
here's the thing though.
Or
It's like,
interested episode, I should say.
those last few seasons are not as good as like the first, like, I don't know, 9, 10 or whatever.
Right.
Those are the best seasons.
I think by then, I mean, I guess us millennials were already growing up. We weren't watching much TV at the time, and we were on the internet, and
Well, we didn't see it as much, but I'm just talking about the quality of the episodes. Like if you watch the episodes, the writing's not as good.
yeah. But I think that's why probably the show wasn't like
Well, like it didn't. They weren't giving it as much
yeah,
attention.
yeah. They didn't do their all because I mean, who's watching it by then?
Yeah.
You know, that's
Well-
why I'm saying that.
No, I know what you mean. So the last season, but so they do this thing where it's like they have an A plot and a B plot, and they're almost separate, and I don't know why they even bother. Like it's really annoying.
I think because
Like I'll give you an example. You could call him Ray. Or you could like, where did that go? What did that have to do with the rest of the plot in that episode? Nothing.
I know.
Nothing.
Some of these episodes had like little side story from
It's
from
what
the
they
main
call
story.
the B story. They have an A story and a B
B
story.
story, yeah, like a background
They
thing.
cut back and forth, right?
Yeah.
And a good writing, they intermingle them. And bad writing, they're just completely separate and they have nothing to do with each other.
I
It's a
know,
waste
and
of
it's
time.
like, what was the point of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, it's like, why was he so obsessed with that comedian?
Well, what did it have to do with Khan being bipolar?
I know. What did it have to do with it? It didn't benefit anybody.
And it never came back around or anything.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
There's no payoff, right? That's the thing. Like a good story like that should have a payoff. So yeah, let's go through some of these episodes. There's Diabetic Shock. This is the one where Bill's diagnosed with diabetes.
Oh yeah,
And
I remember this episode.
yeah, and like
He
he starts using a wheelchair.
because the doctor scared him, and he told him that you're gonna stop. You know, your heart is gonna fail, and your legs are gonna fail, and you're gonna get gangrene, and you know, might as well just
Just give up now. Get a wheelchair now.
give up already, because you're not gonna get any better.
Which is bad medical advice for sure. But
Yeah, I mean, in real life, he probably would have sued that doctor.
he kicks his ass at the end of the episode because he gets all buff. See, this is the thing.
Because he got better. His
Bill-
diabetes got better.
I hate it because Bill's a loser, but he always shows promise. He's always like, "Oh, now I'm working out. Now I'm getting in shape," and then it just gone by the next episode.
this is-
He never actually gets better. He always has to be a loser. And I know, like that's how shows are. It's status quo. I kind of hate watching him get worse every episode.
But
Like,
this is one of those episodes where he kills whatever good thing he has, because
Mm-hmm.
he makes friends with a bunch of wheelchair guys that are like
Yeah, like-
basketball players or
yeah.
something like that.
yeah, they're into wheelchair basketball. Women are starting to respond to him.
Right, because he's taking care of himself. He's like basically eating healthy and exercising and all that. And then he realized, oh, diabetes is going to kill me. And he realized all that exercise and all that good stuff he was doing and eating healthy helped his diabetes. And so, and then he gets up and everybody's all shocked because he really wasn't paralyzed. But that was a good episode. It wasn't bad.
I liked it.
Yeah, very.
What's earthy girls are easy. Oh yeah, this is the one where they sell carbon offsets and they say they're going to plant trees and they don't actually plant any trees. Then they buy the carbon offset rights to trees that already exist. So they didn't do
I
anything.
know we just saw this episode, and I just like I don't know why I don't remember it.
You were in and out of it. Square footed monster. Oh yeah, remember they renovate that house, and then Ted Wasana-san comes by and knocks it down and then builds a McMansion.
That episode was loony. Like
I didn't like that episode.
It was like crazy. It was
I felt
dumb.
real disjointed.
But it was dumb because it's like he builds it. He builds this like mansion, and then it's like the neighbors don't like it. Hank don't like it. Nobody likes it. And then it's like there's a big storm.
Yeah, and then like they're worried it's gonna fall down and onto their houses.
I know, it's like
so they'll tear it down.
Or they fight the house like if it's like possessed by evil or something. It was just bizarre.
I know the direction of that scene is weird. Like they're all standing up to it like they're superheroes.
And then they go to court, and then the
they
judge
find the loophole guy. The loophole guy gets them out of it.
Yeah, basically the judge basically said, "Oh, they're not responsible for the damage, so therefore they don't get to pay for it." It's like in real life.
I know
they would have paid.
They would have been on the hook for that shit for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very Deus Ex Machina when something is just solved at the last minute. Like it's just like, oh, and then everything worked itself out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But
that was a dumb episode. It was dumb. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of that in this show.
Yes.
There's a lot, or in this season, I mean.
Lost is in MySpace.
Lost in MySpace.
Hey, remember MySpace?
Hey, everyone remember MySpace? I do. If you were watching this show at this time, yeah, MySpace was a thing.
Was a thing. Everybody it was the first social media.
They were kind of
well, not the first, right? There was other little.
Yeah, there's other stuff, but I mean, it pretty much was the big one.
Yeah, and your top 8, top 10,
like your top 5 or your top 10 or whatever. They're kind of like lampooning people who like use MySpace to, I guess, like promote their business, but it's like really normal now. So yeah, that's the one where what's her name? Debbie? No, Donna.
Donna. What happened to Debbie? Debbie disappeared, didn't she? Or she was there in the background and
Debbie dies. Remember, she shoots herself on accident.
That's right. Debbie died.
There's a whole episode.
Yeah.
2 episodes, 2-parter.
A few seasons ago.
That's like in the middle of the show.
Wasn't she like had a relationship with Buck?
She had a relationship with Buck, and then Buck tries to pin it on Hank, and
then they were trying to figure out, like, it's a 2-part episode.
It's a 2-part episode.
Yeah.
It's one of the better parts
because they have to figure out who shot Debbie. Just like in The Simpsons, who shot
Mr. Burns. Yeah.
They had that kind of episode where it's like they had to go to court and figure out and who did it and all that. And then they find out it was her.
Yeah, she shot herself.
Yeah, she shot herself by accident.
The Texas Ranger figures it out, and he.
The Walker
has it at the very end.
Wasn't he from like Walker, Texas Ranger?
No, he's not from Walker, Texas Ranger. He's a Texas Ranger.
No, but isn't the character from?
Is he?
I
didn't know that.
I think so. Yeah, you remember that show?
I remember that show, but I don't know the characters well enough to say if that's true. I'm sure you're right. Lost in MySpace. Donna goes on MySpace. I didn't like that episode, the MySpace episode.
Yeah, I mean, she got obsessive with it.
Yeah, and then like she controls the MySpace for the business, and then she gets fired, and then they all have to go find her to get her to shut down the MySpace. Like,
I know, it's so weird.
No Bobby Left Behind. That's where they label all the kids as special needs, so they don't have to take the standardized test.
Yeah,
and then Hank doesn't like it.
Yeah, it's Peyton, voiced by Phil Lamar, if I'm saying that incorrect. He was like the voice of it, and they drew him. It's the other character, the guy.
He's a parody of specifically. Wow.
Oh, it's a parody, but he did.
He's a parody of the Texas Ranger, specifically the Walker Texas Ranger persona.
Yeah, it's from this character right here, that guy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's what I thought it was him. I didn't know it was a parody. My mistake.
Well, no, we're talking about No Bobby Left Behind.
This is a.
The kids they label the kids as special needs, so they don't have to take the standardized tests.
Yeah.
That and then all the kids act like a bunch of retards, and they
like they're slow, and it's like they're accepting that you're like, slow.
They get to go to the theme park, and then they jump off the log ride and shit. Like, because it's just so dumb.
Because they were supposed to be supervised, and they didn't supervise them because Dale wasn't supposed to watch them.
I'm going back through a lot of these episodes, and like on revisiting them, I feel frustrated.
Why?
Like, a lot of them I feel like were not good. Some of them are great.
Yeah, well, this one, No Bobby Left Behind.
I should say some of them are good. Some of them are real good, but
none
of them are the caliber of
season 1, season 2.
The first like 9 seasons or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, season 1 and season 2 got off to a shaky start, kind of like Simpsons, but.
But yeah, all seasons start like that, you know.
Okay, A Bill Full of Dollars. This is the one where Peggy and Min and Dale start an investment club and they start making a bunch of money.
That was a. Yeah, they have to follow Bill and all his investments or what he buys, and I thought that was a dumb episode.
Yeah, and then Bill has to file for bankruptcy, and it's because he tries to invest. They follow Bill around and they invest in whatever he does because he's so average or whatever. He's the typical American.
It's like, what was the point of that episode? I don't understand.
Yeah, there's like no moral. It's just like,
I know there was
and then
no
he files
other way
for bankruptcy.
I know, and then Peggy does this because she wants to buy a new flat screen TV.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Straight as an Arrow. Oh, that's the one with the what is it? The straight arrow order. Remember that when the kids are like really they want to do everything indoors and the kids are
real. Is that the special dad that's very helicopter?
Yeah.
He's very like so well overprotected of his boys and all that. Yeah. That episode was interesting. I mean, the dad was very protected and all that. And Hank was kind of like, man, these kids need to be out there and getting dirty and playing and being able to touch weapons and such. But at the end of the episode, it's like the dad is like, but do you know my kid has this allergy? Do you know my kid has this? You don't know my kids.
Yeah.
And it's like Hank is like, oh. Okay.
Oh, I guess I was wrong.
He's like, what?
Yeah, that kind of takes the wind out of the sails of the episode.
It's kind of like, it's interesting, kind of. But it's kind of like the way how Hank backed up was like, okay.
This episode, I copied this from an episode guide, and this is just called episode 8. But it's not. It's called Lucky See Monkey Do. And this is the one where Lucky's sister Myrna shows up.
Oh, this is the baby shower.
She's not hillbilly gutter trash. She like went out of her way to be all freaky. Yeah, it's the baby shower one.
She's like a businesswoman, right?
Yeah, she's real smart and well put together, and like she's like real picky about parenting. She's like, you give your kids juice, and like you do this, you do that, like, and then really on like Peggy's parenting style. And then she decorates
the nursery with black and white, which I mean they say like that's pretty good for babies, especially newborns.
I like how she tells Peggy, I wouldn't want to have a kid like, you don't want your kid to turn out like Bobby. And then later she's like, you don't want your kid to turn out like hers. Like they're all.
Well, Peggy was giving all her stuff to her, like the crib and toys and everything. Like, and then it's like, this isn't
not up to standards.
Yeah, it's not up to standard code and all that.
This is the one where Buck meets his illegitimate son. What happens at the National Propane Gas Convention in Memphis?
Yeah, I remember this episode. It was alright.
And yeah, there's two Bucks. There's no way Liz likes this episode. It's actually a pretty frustrating episode, I have to admit.
And like his son was just like him.
He meets his illegitimate son. And there's another Strickland Propane, and he's just like him. And they get in trouble together, philandering and drinking. And
like Hank has to chase
around 2 Bucks. One of the things I also noticed about this season is like they're running out of plot lines. They're starting to repeat stuff. It's like, it's an episode where Hank has to chase after Buck Strickland. Okay, we've seen that. How many times have we seen that? Like that's
pretty much all Buck Strickland's episodes are. I know.
Every
episode of Buck
like, Hank has to bail him out of some shit.
Yeah, like he has to baby him, babysit him. And it's like that's why I don't like his episodes because he's such an asshole. I'm sorry for my cursing.
I know, but like sometimes that you need to have conflict, right?
No, I get it. I understand. But still, every episode of Buck Strickland, it's like he's always getting in trouble and Hank has to like protect him and defend him or bail him out, like you say.
I know. That is what most of his episodes are about.
That's why
What's Master of Puppets about?
Is that the one where Luann becomes...
No, this is the one where Hank forgets to pick Bobby up at the mall. And Bobby...
Oh, he feels that he needs attention from his parents and he starts being all needy.
Yeah, and then they start giving him too much attention.
Yeah, and then he doesn't like it because...
Like, okay, I'm looking back at that episode and like kind of nothing happened in that episode.
I know, oh my God. Usually, what's his name? Bobby always wants to do his own thing. He always wants to hang out with Joseph.
I know, it doesn't even really fit the character.
Yeah, it's like they went all south in there because it's like, isn't he like independent?
Yeah, he's kind of more independent than that.
Yeah,
he's always with thing.
Yeah, he's like with Joseph, hanging out with Joseph.
It's kind of a forced plot. Like it doesn't really feel true to character.
Yeah. It reminds me like that episode on season 1 where Bobby was accidentally hit with the baseball and they call CPS.
Oh yeah.
And then he starts being all like, yeah, my if loud is not allowed, because he feels that his dad doesn't love him that much.
That's a classic. That's one of the first
Yeah,
episodes.
that's one of the first seasons. And I think this is kind of like a repeat, kind of in a way, but without the CPS guy. But I like how they turn it around, the parents.
Yeah.
They gave him too much attention.
Bois my nose. That's where Bill breaks Hank's nose during practice for a state championship flag football rematch.
Oh, that one I didn't see very much about that one.
And then
but,
they have to do Hank's nose because it gets broken.
Yeah, and then he gets all like, "Oh my god, my nose!" Like,
Yeah, and then he gets like this trauma about his nose, and what he's actually worried about is losing the game, and it's like that feels like threads from plots of other episodes.
See, that's where the thing
The
is.
show's starting to feel like it's copying itself.
See, that's the thing. Remember, it's like they're running out of ideas, but it's like season 13 is like we gotta just pick and choose from different episodes from different seasons like that. But we just spin it off for a new one.
Yeah.
You know.
Uncool customer. Peggy feels uncool and befriends an influential mom so that she can learn to be cooler. Meanwhile, Hank is irked with his new favorite restaurant seating arrangements.
That didn't make sense of Hank.
See, that's the B plot.
I know.
Hank is going to get a meatloaf sandwich, and it's really hard to get it because he doesn't like sitting at the table
With all these children and families.
with all the families. It's not a good place to sit. It's really annoying. Why should I care? I don't know.
It's like, what was this? Why was this in this episode? And what was it supposed to go?
Oh, and then Bobby does, what is it called? Cotillion lessons? What's it called?
Cotillion? Or,
Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Where
Cotillion.
where it's
They're like dancing or
they
something.
learn manners.
Oh yeah, manners and like proper behaviors and such.
Yeah, and then Peggy meets that mom who's like really cool, and then like they try to be cool at the party, and they completely make assholes of themselves.
Yeah, like they're all dressed all hip hop,
that-
not hippie, hip hop. Like what?
Yeah, and it's like everyone's dressed like in suits and tie. It was great. That's pretty good. That moment's good, but
Yeah,
the episode is. It's okay, I guess.
it's okay.
Nancy does Dallas. Do you remember that one? That one is, I think, a bridge too far.
That
like-
one's a reminder of. Isn't there like a season? I don't remember what season where she feels old. They start like kind of replacing her because she was a weather woman, and then.
But this episode's different than that. This
But it's kind
episode
of similar in a way.
This episode, I don't know. This episode, they make Nancy out to be super cutthroat. She gets a job at a higher ranking affiliate, like in
Right.
Houston or whatever. She
Right.
goes out to Houston.
She didn't want her to leave because she didn't want to leave Dale or her son. Or
Yeah, but she does end up leaving, and she starts to plot against everyone.
Yeah.
She starts to like spread rumors, and she starts to take everyone down. She becomes really cutthroat and real vicious. And has her character always been like that? Like, I mean, she's always been a
has.
little cutthroat.
No,
but
she has.
she's vicious in that episode.
Remember that episode where the pageant show, or the
Sure, she's
and she was a little kind of cunty.
A little cunty is different than like vicious and taking
no.
all your enemies down like that. It's
But-
totally different.
But the way she was like with Peggy and she was like, I'm just gonna judge you.
Sure, but
You
like
know, but it's part
that's
of-
her job. She's a judge, and she
Right.
says, yeah, like
But she is-
women like you shouldn't talk if you're not prepared to be judged by women like me. She tells her something along those lines. That's sure. That's direct. That's blunt.
Right, but because
is it cutthroat? Is it vicious?
Well,
I don't
no,
know about that.
It's blunt. It's like being
It's blunt.
Yeah,
It's blunt and honest.
It's because Peggy thought that because they were neighbors and friends, she was gonna give her the.
Sure, but my point is that this episode shows a side of her or exaggerates a side of her I don't think we've seen in any other episode. So it's another like out of character moment, like the Bobby thing. It's like, it's like I don't know if it's like the flanderization of the characters. I don't know if it's the writing's getting weaker or if there's just effort being put into it because the show's coming to an end. But I don't know. That episode didn't sit right with me. And like the way it ends is it's like,
either.
oh, she always has to watch Dale because if she's not watching Dale, when she's not watching Dale, she has energy to go out there and be like kind of conniving or whatever. That's how they end it. It's like, but she always got to watch Dale, so that's why she always stays where she is. It's like, okay, whatever.
I'm telling you, it was Rush.
Yeah, a lot of this seems like that. Born Again on the 4th of July. Oh, it wasn't Houston, it was Dallas, duh, because Nancy does Dallas.
Yeah.
Born Again on the 4th of July. Bobby sees the errors of his ways and decides it's up to him to bring peace to Arlen. Hank and the guys try to outdo him. Oh, this is the one where Bobby like goes to Lucky's church. See, here's another like repeat thread. Remember when Bobby went to church with the rock and roll dude? Like the metalhead dude, Christian
did-
guy, and then now he goes to Lucky's church and gets influenced by that. It's like
Didn't
we've
he
seen this
also-
plot thread, and then he destroys the float or whatever
But
because of
didn't
that.
also Luann also takes him to the church also with what's her name, the one that ran over her cat, and I forget her name.
Oh yeah. So it's
Judy,
like
Judy Garland or not Judy Garland, Judy Harlan or whatever her name.
yeah, the woman who doesn't like
Halloween, and she wants to cancel
Yeah,
Halloween.
so like we see this a lot in the show where it's
So
like
it's a
Bobby
repeat.
Bobby gets brainwashed by some Christian organization of some kind.
Yeah.
Like, can we? I don't know.
Can we
How
just
many
let
times
that
is it
go?
gonna happen?
Yeah, it's like, let that go.
Can we stop? It serves me right for giving George S. Patton the bathroom key. Hank receives a delivery. Oh yeah. Hank receives a delivery of of Cotton's stuff, and Cotton tells him to go like flush
that
his ashes
videotape.
in a certain toilet bar, go
Oh,
and
yeah.
like slap the ass of certain nurses at certain places, and then Peggy does it, which is hilarious. And it's like basically they're fulfilling all of
That was a bizarre
Cotton's
episode.
last wish. I agree. Weird episode.
But then again, it's
Cotton.
Cotton, sorry. He's weird. He's always been like this, I don't know, bizarre guy.
Bad news, Bill. Hank tries to be realistic about Bobby's baseball ability, and see, this is another one where it's like this is a repeat.
Like, we're going
do you
back
remember? Do you remember when Bobby's on the track team
Yeah.
and the guy uses him as the stick? They call him the stick because he's really bad, and then, like whenever someone messes up, it's like I'm gonna put Bobby in instead of you to embarrass you.
Right.
There's other episodes basically where Bobby's athletic ability is put into question.
It's never good enough.
Right, and this one is like, oh, they try to play Bobby, but he's not good, and Hank is like, you got to take Bobby out of the game. Like, it's so, I don't know. It's
like we need. That's another thing that they need to like stop. With
Yeah.
that. He's not. He's never going to be good at sports. Just
Yeah,
give that up
right,
already.
Right. So it's like there's
Bobby
it's like,
has different qualities.
it's repeating though.
Yeah.
It's repeating itself.
We don't need that same story again.
Manger Baby Einstein. That's the one where
Luann becomes like Miss
a
Rachel type.
she becomes a Miss Rachel. She becomes a children's entertainer with her
the Manger Baby.
the Manger Babies.
Yeah,
and the Manger Babies are Luann's. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she-
finds them at a yard sale one day, and they're like her they're like puppets.
Yeah, that's
and
her.
she does little voices for them.
Yeah, that's her therapy when what's his name that dies.
It's kind of sad because she loses the Manger Babies in this episode, almost all of them, except I think
Oh.
the octopus and the penguin or something, and the octopus gets really messed up.
But she was just doing that for her child, and then it's like it got like she started doing it for the church, I think, right? And then it's
Yeah.
like it went into like a whole public broadcasting, and she became Miss Rachel.
Yeah, she
kinda
became really famous for a split second.
Yeah, and it's like Lucky was trying to entertain his daughter, and it wasn't the same without
Yeah,
her.
really, she should have been focusing on her daughter instead of trying to get famous. But it's a good episode. I liked
Yeah,
it.
it wasn't bad.
That's an interesting thing to do.
See,
You don't hear me complaining. Oh, the Manger Babies again. Like they did something interesting and new with that, right? Like
Yeah.
And now she has a kid, so it makes sense. Like that's like well put together.
That's a new, fresh thing.
yeah.
Not something repeated.
Yeah. Oh, Canada. Boomhauer does a house swap. I don't know about this episode. The Canadians come down. Remember, they do a house swap with Boomhauer. I think Boomhauer seduces their like maid or whatever, whoever she is, and or their friend, whatever, in
I think
Canada.
I checked out of this episode because it was boring.
Wasn't that good?
So I checked out.
And then, like Hank and the Canadians don't get along, and they have like a little feud. Okay, so like that's another thing. There's 2 episodes where Hank has a feud with someone in this season alone. There's the Canadians,
Yeah.
and then there's the ones on the block who Bobby ruins their float, or when Bobby ruins their float, where he gets brainwashed by the religion.
Oh, yeah.
With the 4th of July.
Right.
So we're already like 2 feuds in. Oh no, at 3 if you count the one with their old football team where Hank breaks his nose.
Oh, yeah.
That's like a feud. Like how many feud episodes? Like okay, I don't know. It's all like
It's like repeated.
it's all
Repetitive.
repeats. The other thing is like Principal Moss is becoming a joke by the end of the show.
Yes. Yes, he is. It's like he was like this respectable kind of character.
He was fairly respectable at the beginning of the show, and then he
Yeah.
becomes a joke by the end of the show.
Yeah, because it's like, what? I thought he was like the principal, and they like, it seems like everybody, Hank and Boomhauer and Bill and Dale all respected him, and it seems like in this season it was kind of that went all down.
Yeah, this show gets real weird. So, I mean, this season gets real weird for him. The boy can't help it. Bobby is flattered to be considered a potential date for a homecoming party for many girls in his class. You remember this, where he's dating the 3 girls?
Oh, yeah.
But they're kind of like just playing with him.
Yeah,
and,
they
like,
were just like playing with him.
they're treating him like a little toy, and like, and
I don't know. I feel like that one
Hank is
wasn't
like, that's
going
not
nowhere.
right. This boy ain't right.
And then Hank gets to work on.
That's all. Look, that's also repetitive because remember that happens in like one of the first seasons. Remember he dates that girl. She's older than him, and he kisses her, and she.
Oh yeah. She's like older than him.
She's older than him.
Yeah, like she's like 13. Well, in the show.
And like so, like Bobby has already learned this lesson, right? Of like, oh, sometimes a girl's just having fun with you, like you know what I mean? It's not like it's love, and now it's 3 girls, right? So it's like it's that episode again. It's that episode. It's that episode again to a silly level.
But in the earlier seasons, that was a good episode, but not this one.
But you get my point, right?
Yes.
That it's like that same episode, but now with 3 girls.
I know it's kind of like that episode where Bill has the 3 cousins, or one is a cousin, and the other 2 are.
Similar to that, but Bill sleeps with those women.
I know, but it's similarity of Bill has these 3 women that are after him, and now Bobby has these 3 girls that are after him.
Yeah, or remember when Bobby goes to that party and he's not really prepared to like be making out, and the parents just leave.
Yeah,
it's like a lot of this is like. It's the core elements are getting repetitive. Okay, which is the honeymooners? Oh, I hate this episode.
Yeah, that one. It wasn't bad, but it kind of was like, man, I didn't know that Hank's mom was a cheater. It's like, damn, because she was already dating Gary, and then it's like Gary comes home, and she just writes to him saying that she's getting married and she's married with Chuck, and it's like
she cheats on that dude.
Yeah, because Gary finds them together.
Yeah, she cheats on that.
And then all of a sudden she's marrying this guy. That Hank has no idea who he is.
I saw someone bring up a good point that both of Hank's parents are terrible. I'm like, yeah, like I used to think like Tilly was the good one.
Yeah, I always thought his mother was great.
Yeah.
And until I saw this episode, I was like, oh, the mother wasn't great after all.
Yeah, she's a total screw. If you think, no, but look back on it, like remember when they go to that miniatures festival or whatever, and she brings all of her friends, and Hank has to drive these like 4 old ladies around. Like
they end up in a summer, not summer, spring break.
Spring break, like anytime anytime Hank's mom is involved, it becomes tedious or like frustrating. Like
or the one where she hides that Hank was born in New York.
Oh yeah, that's a good episode.
Yeah, that's a good one though. That he's from New York instead of Texas.
Yeah, and then like in this episode, she takes off in the RV. The man she's dating is actually a pretty good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He wasn't bad. It's just that Hank didn't know this man because she was jumping into this marriage quick. Then they sell their condominium, and then they get an RV because she wants to travel. Hank doesn't think that's a good idea. Neither is Chuck. Chuck doesn't agree with that. He wants to just stay in one location and be in one location. But she wants to travel and go out and do all this kind of stuff. And it's like the whole episode is involved that Hank is trying to rescue his mom. And at the end, it's like the mom rescues them.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of a silly concept for an episode. Like the ending's even silly, I think.
I know. I feel like that was rushed too. Like they could have done something else.
So Bill gathers moss. Oh, this is where. This is another episode where it's okay. Bill and Principal Moss move in with each other.
Oh God, that's where you were talking about how they lost respect for.
Octavio moves in with all of his.
And then they have this woman that Bill really wanted to have her in.
Yeah, she like immediately sleeps with Moss.
Yeah,
and also she's got like an ex-husband who's like in some kind of like selling.
Yeah, it's like he divorces, right? Or they separate. He just separates from his wife, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
And then it's like he's such a sleaze or like a dirty guy or something like that. That Principal Moss is like he's lazy, he doesn't help out or something like that, and Bill is unhappy with it. I don't know. This episode kind of was like, man, they really downgraded Principal Moss really bad.
It's another Bill episode where Bill ends up with people who he shouldn't be with. That happens a lot. Do you remember the Harmonaholics where he gets involved in that chorus? An episode where Bill gets involved with a chorus and he stops going to work because he's always with the chorus. And it's like an a cappella group.
Oh.
They go around singing. You don't know what I'm talking about? And then eventually Dell has to go off on him. This is like one of my favorite episodes. When Joseph met Lori. After getting into our...
this is a girlfriend. This is the one where they're kissing and they get caught.
And he doesn't know the birds and the bees, I think. And then he tells her,
but
I'm not ready to go all the way with you, Lori. Like... First of all, said no teenage boy ever.
I don't think a teenage boy will ever say
I
that.
said,
I
I'm
can
not ready
see
to
a-
go all the way with you.
I could see a teenage girl saying that, but not a boy. I don't know. I guess they did the reverse thing, you know.
I guess, but
I guess this had to
it's a
do
real
with-
dumb episode. Okay, and then Dale gets into the crazy house.
Oh yeah.
Again, this has happened before.
It's like how many times did he has to go in the crazy house? I know he's loony.
He is crazy.
Yeah, he is crazy and conspiracy theorist and all these things. And he always thinks the government is chasing him or looking for him and such. But what I didn't like is the fact that they like each other and they're kissing. It's not like they're having sex. It's just they're kissing like any innocent teenagers.
I know, and everyone is all like, "Hey,
Yeah,
cut
like,
that out, you two." Like,
yeah, like everybody acts like they're making babies right there, and it's like what?
yeah, it's a weird episode. And
It's
one,
very
and one of the
bizarre.
babies looked at me. One of the babies
Ralph.
looked at you.
Okay, Ralph.
So this is where there's the thing about what I was saying. Show is weird because there was already a last episode,
Yeah.
kind of, and then the last episode was not aired last, so it actually wasn't aired last. I found that out.
Okay.
The last episode is To Sirloin with Love, which is
This is the
canonically
episode
the
where
final
we
episode.
this is the future of Bobby because Bobby was always good at food and
he's always good at cooking.
Yeah, remember that episode of he takes home ec and Peggy gets jealous because he's starting to do all the meals and he's fixing Hank's pants and
Yeah.
he does something else. I can't remember what, but
And he's cooking all these great meals. He cooks Thanksgiving dinner, I think. And
Yeah,
Hank
and then-
is like really into it.
yeah, and Peggy's like all jealous, like if Bobby was such like this woman.
Jealous of her own son.
Yeah. And so it's like that was the beginning of how Bobby found his passion of cooking. And in this episode, we see where like he was so good at meat. But what I didn't like is how he joined the group. Was it like a fraternal group?
It's a college meat testing team, meat evaluation.
Yeah,
team.
what is those called? Groups that they compete with other schools and they have questionnaires and it's like competition and such. What is it called?
Oh, you mean like decathlon? or
Yeah,
something?
there you go. It's similar to that, but
Yeah,
it's meat only.
it is similar to that. There's an episode where Bobby's in decathlon and they have a pop culture section, and like Bobby's the only one who can do it because all the other kids are nerds. He's the only one who knows like who David Schwimmer is or whatever. And like that's a good episode. Yeah, it does give off those vibes.
Yeah, but I don't like the students. Like, come on, these are adults and they're acting like
I know
they're know-it-all.
they act like maniacs. Like,
I know.
and
It's
then like they're sabotaging each other. Both teams are constantly sabotaging each other. So Bobby's the only one at the end who can.
I know.
do
Basically,
it.
gets all these points, and it's like, oh, you are not going to finish the contest. We're gonna do it without you. It's like what?
Yeah, and then he actually saves the whole team at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually
because if it
wins
wasn't for him that he came in late without the team, they would have been disqualified.
Yeah, so this episode is real good because Bobby and Hank find a bunch of things to bond over. But like, see, here's my thing. They act like this doesn't happen in this show. Like, okay, everyone says, "Oh, it's so good because Bobby and Hank find something to bond over." Hank goes, "Bobby's finally on a team." And then at the end, it's like they both grill together. And then they act like they've never bonded before, right?
Yeah.
But look, in the first few episodes, there was the one you were mentioning, right? Where Bobby does home ec. And it's
Yeah.
like they bond over that. Or remember when Bobby gets into shooting? He's really
Oh
good with
yeah,
the gun.
that's another of his like
They bond over that.
Yeah.
Like there's all kinds of
bonding episodes.
there's all kinds of
between them
episodes
two.
where you actually see that they actually either have something in common or they're close, or
Right.
Hank sees Bobby do something and he's proud of him. They act like this never happens.
I know, it's like, oh my god, I finally have my son that has something in common with me.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's actually kind of silly because you know this as a parent, which is that your kids like constantly make you proud. So it's actually like it's a non-moment to go like, oh, I'm proud of my kid, because it's
Right.
like they're constantly growing. So it's like, yeah, right.
It's a good like the plot started good because of how he is passionate with food. I just didn't like the way they put him with this group of adults that acting like worse than children, worse than his age. And it's just like, I don't know, I just didn't like that.
It's also such a stretch because it's like Bobby's on the meat evaluation team. It's like, the what? And then like Hank's like, yeah, that's a team. It's like, come on now, like really?
Yeah.
Hank's the exact kind of guy who would go like, that's not a sport. You know what I mean? Like,
I know.
He wouldn't.
But then again, he's propane and propane accessory.
Right, he's very into propane, so you never know.
And he's like, he knows about, like, remember there's an episode where somebody calls him and it's like, they ask him, how many pounds do we need to cook and how many people? And he goes, 8 pounds or 6 pounds or something like that. I forgot what episode is that one. But he knew exactly about how much you can cook for how many people.
Yeah.
So he's good at Me Too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
That just sounded like Me Too movement.
Yeah, he's good at the Me Too movement. Okay, so and then the episode ends with Hank is grilling with Bobby, and Bobby has his own little grill next to him.
And everybody joins in.
And everyone smells the food, and they all go, hey, the Hills are cooking, and everyone comes for a little, like, barbecue. It's very reminiscent of the other last episode where a bunch of characters come. And then, like...
They come together.
Yeah, and then, like, Connie wants to go, and then Con tells her, oh, you don't have to study, go eat. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. This is also the episode where you find out that Boomhauer's a Texas Ranger. It's a blink and you'll miss it scene where Boomhauer throws his wallet on the counter on the dresser, and he goes over to go to the Hills where they're barbecuing, right? And you see for a second he has a badge of the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, that's right.
And apparently that's what he did. Like, that was his career. No one ever knows what Boomhauer's
I
career
know. It's
is.
like he's always like this guy that
like
doesn't go to job. He doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
He just stands there and drinks with the guys, and he's like, what does he do all day?
Yeah, apparently.
Besides having chicks over.
Yeah, and like people theorize that, like, oh, he's there to keep an eye on Dale. And I'm like, I could see that.
Yeah, but I'm sure he had a job, but just it never was explained or talked about, you know. But
well, supposedly he's a Texas Ranger.
But he has Brad Pitt as his brother.
Yeah, and Brad Pitt is his brother. Brad Pitt does a mean Boomhauer, dude.
Yeah.
As Boomhauer too. That's a great episode.
That's one of the beginning seasons.
It's several seasons in.
Yeah, I know. It's like season 3 or 4, somewhere around there.
I think further on than that.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's like 5 or 6. Season 8. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so it is far in. Yeah. I thought for some reason it was the beginning, like earlier on.
No, it's in the middle of the show. And yeah. I mean that's a good episode. Okay, but then the last episode that aired is not a send off like that to Sirloin with Love is, right? That's that was canonically the final episode.
But that was supposedly kind of like the ending.
Yeah, that was the ending. But the last episode to air is Just Another Manic Con Day. That's when they find out that
Con is
bipolar.
Yes.
And Min leaves for some random reason. And so
with Connie in a vacation. I don't want to say vacation, but somewhere she goes.
They go somewhere, and they tell. Yeah. It's funny because Min tells Peggy, "Can you just make sure that Hank checks in on my husband when I'm gone?" And it's like, I know it's very hard for Con to make friends. She's like, that's not what I'm saying. And she's like, I'm reading you loud and clear. And she totally doesn't get that.
I thought she just says watch him or
basically she's telling because he has psychological issues.
Yeah, but she just doesn't want to say. Yeah, she just doesn't want to put his business out there like that.
And Peggy doesn't get it, so and then Hank.
Peggy's low.
Hank and Con actually end up bonding. He tells Con, throw away your prescription. You don't need that shit. And then he ends up going bipolar because he throws away his prescription, and then they have to go get.
They go to Mexico to a black market.
Yeah,
down
they go to
there.
Octavio to get some prescription.
And then Hank refuses to give it to him because he wants him to finish the grill because they have like this barbecue.
We didn't mention that Octavio was voiced by Danny Trejo, and that's.
Oh, that's right.
That's missing out on our part.
And he did look like Danny Trejo.
And he looks just like Danny Trejo. He looks like
it's like they copied.
It's a role he was born to play. Basically playing himself.
Yeah, well, he looks like a villain, talks like a villain.
Yeah.
Make him a villain.
Make him a villain. Got a big scar on his face.
I know.
But yeah, like this is a good episode. I actually like this episode because it introduces a piece of depth to a character. It actually kind of makes sense when you think about Con as bipolar. You're like,
the way he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good episode. I like that. Like they're supposed to build this super grill for grill extravaganza or whatever. And like it's like Con goes really far with it. He wants to make it robotic and shit. He over engineers the thing because he's manic. It's funny because Hank tries to hide the pills from him. because he wants him to finish the job. That
Yeah.
and I think that's pretty low, but that's a good
Yeah, and
episode.
then Peggy gets mad at him because he's doing that, and that's not right. But it was okay episode. It wasn't bad, you know. It wasn't bad.
No, it's a good episode.
So this is like the ending
So,
of the
okay.
first series.
Yeah. So here's where it gets interesting, because there's a last episode of season 11 when they thought they were going to end.
Mm-hmm.
There's a last episode that is intentionally the last episode, because Bob even says at the end of it, it's like, looks like this is the last one, and everyone comes from around the neighborhood to the Hills house to get barbecue.
Right.
And it's clearly meant to be the last episode. And then there's the last episode they actually aired. So there's already 3 last episodes. And now we're going on a 4th because the show is coming back.
Yeah, in the future now. It's not like keeping Bobby 12 years old.
Yeah,
He's 22. Hank and Peggy are retired. They're older now.
Yeah, everyone's older.
Yeah, everybody's
Everything's
older.
changed. We're gonna see how everyone lives in the modern world. And
Yeah,
I imagine
modern
there's
world.
gonna be a good dose of like, Hank still doesn't get Bobby's generation, but Bobby doesn't get this generation kind of thing. You know, it's gonna be like, that boy ain't right, and then Bobby's gonna look at Gracie and be like,
I just think it's like weird how they're I mean, this is part of what I've heard so far, where they go to Dubai. They end up going to Dubai for some weird reason, and then they come back. It's like they sold their house or they rented their house, and this new character that we don't know yet lives there, and it's like he's the new drinking buddy while Hank is gone. But we'll see
well,
what.
we're gonna see.
Yeah.
Don't knock it till you watch it.
No,
Let's
I
see.
know. I'm
Let's
just
see what's
saying-
actually there. We've heard all these rumors about stuff. We're not gonna know till we know.
I know.
So
Till Monday.
I'm reserving my judgment till I watch it. I
No,
want
I'm
to see if
just
it's
saying
good.
about what
I
has
have,
been said out there about
I know.
what.
I have a suspicion, but also at the same time, what I've seen is that, it's like sequels. Whenever something comes back, they can't recapture the magic.
Yeah, the magic is gone.
It's not the same cast.
Exactly.
It's not going to be the same writers.
And then Luann and Lucky.
Yeah,
and-
Luann's dead.
and-
Lucky's dead. John Redcorn's dead. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, it's like four main characters are pretty much gone.
Yeah.
They're gonna. I'm sure. I mean, well, Dale is coming back, but in a new voice, so he's gonna sound different. We all have our mindset of what he sounded before. John Redcorn is coming back too, with a new voice as well.
Oh, wait,
but Luann.
Isn't Dale Gribble also dead? Who's?
Yeah, Dale Gribble.
We didn't even mention that.
I
Dale
know.
Gribble's dead.
I know.
They found him. Yeah,
in a bathtub.
They found him in a bathtub.
Very sus.
Well, yeah, they always find these people in bathtubs. It's really weird.
Very sus.
Very odd. This can't be
And
coincidence.
then he only had weed in his system, I think.
Weird.
Very weird.
Yeah.
They just, because they found him 2 days after he died, they couldn't figure out.
But I also heard that it might not have been him. It might have been someone named Rusty Shackelford.
Oh, it was the government that got him.
government got
The
him.
government got him
That's-
because he knew too
He knew
much.
too much.
I mean, rest in peace to what's his name?
Johnny Hardwick, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Stand-up comedian found dead in a bathtub. Oh, and by the way, interesting fact: Dale Gribble's voice was originally offered to Daniel Stern,
Wow.
but they couldn't get enough money to
Kevin
sign
Arnold.
him. Yeah, Kevin Arnold's adult voice, which was gonna be relevant on the next
Wouldn't it
episode.
be funny if they would have got Daniel Stern for this new series?
Maybe they'll get him, but no one can replace Dale. So Dale's gone.
It's gonna throw me off. I know it.
Luann's gone. Everyone's gone. It's like
I know,
it's
Luann
gonna this
died.
feels a little empty. So let's see. Let's see.
I mean, let's see
if they
what they
stick the
can.
landing.
Yeah.
So with this show though, do you feel that it ended well? And remember, there's a lot of endings. So
It has too many endings.
It has too many. Which was your favorite? Did the show end well?
For some weird reason, every ending always ends the same. Everybody comes together.
Well, they have to do that.
Well, yeah, not every show.
It's like everyone has to come together and take a bath.
not every show always ends
Yeah, but a
with the whole
sitcom,
cast.
something with a comedy, you have to get
Right.
all the whole staff there at the end, and they all bow.
It's like, yay, good night, everybody.
Tradition.
Yeah.
You want to see everyone.
I mean-
you want to see all the nostalgia.
I mean, the way they have ended like 3 times, and it always ends with them all coming up together. I feel like it's just like the moral of the story is we're all coming together. We're always gonna be family. We're always gonna be friends.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
that. But did you think it was good? What's the quality level of it?
Quality level was
I think the first ending where Luann and Lucky got married should have been
The ending.
canonical. It should have ended there, and they should have stopped making episodes. I think that would have been fine. I think we could all live with that. That was probably the jumping the shark moment is in bringing it back. They probably didn't need to bring it back. The show.
Right. Yeah.
I haven't seen much of season 12. I've seen some of it. I've seen
I
all of season 13.
do not recall season 12.
Season 11 and before, I've seen a lot of it. I've seen probably like 90% of it. But
no, I don't recall.
I feel like from season 12 and season 13 are easily its weakest seasons.
What do you think about the ending? Do you like it? Did you like it?
That's what I'm saying. I think the episode where Lucky and Luann get married should have been the end.
I mean, they didn't need it to add all these other stories, and I mean, it's repetitive, like we were talking about. Everything was kind of repetitive, kind of way. They were running out of ideas and adding new story plus an old story, but a little twist on it. It's like we don't need to see the same thing over and over again. Hopefully, in the new series, there's new stories, new ideas.
I think there's a lot of material there.
A lot of people are excited though.
So much has changed. Mm-hmm. There's so much they can do now with the new dynamic with Bobby and Hank, and I'm sure Grace will be there. That's my assumption.
I mean, the good thing is the show didn't stay on all these years like The Simpsons.
Or Lasagna is her name. Lasagna will be involved.
Well,
at least it ended. But 13 seasons is a pretty long run.
Well, The Simpsons have 30, and they're still going, or 30 plus, sorry.
I will celebrate when that show finally dies, and they take it off life support.
It's on life support, and they just don't want to pull the plug.
9 good seasons and 21 mediocre ones, man.
Wow. At this point, it's just dream sequence now.
I know. It's becoming every episode is a treehouse of horrors. That's what we're getting to.
And so that's what I'm saying. Good thing that King of the Hill stopped and didn't continue on and adding story. I guess once you overwrite a story and it just jumps the shark and loses interest, then you start seeing repetitive episodes with different characters or something like that. And then they start adding new people, and then it goes downgraded like that really fast. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I guess really that's King of the Hill. We're gonna see what the next seasons are like. Next season, I think it's signed at least for 2 already. I think they already bought
2 seasons.
I think they already bought 2, and I think one's already in the can.
Hopefully we get to see it, and hopefully they don't cancel it, and people just like, whoa, everybody's all excited, and then it's all, it sucked. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? That has been what has typically happened with everything. They bring something back, and you go like,
I know, it's like Sex and the City just got canceled.
When you bring something back like that, it's like happened. I could write it. Like when they brought back Full House and they called it Fuller House. I could have written Fuller House. You know what I mean?
That show sucked. I'm sorry. I saw the first episode and I was just like, why?
I could write a show called Sister, 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 where Tia,
and you forgot another sister.
Tia and Tamara adopt triplets that were separated at birth. No, I don't know. So you know what I'm saying though? Like it's like the kind of level of cheesy writing that is involved in doing some of this shit.
Well, I've read that supposedly Family Matters is coming back in September.
Exactly, and that's gonna be terrible. I promise you it will be terrible.
I mean, it's
the original show wasn't even that good. To be honest.
I mean, it's just that they want to bring. It's because the audience wants. When are you gonna bring a sequel? What are you gonna bring this show back? And it's like you bring it back, and it's not the same.
It's never gonna be the same.
People change, and it's not the same.
Futurama, when Futurama went off the air, they did 4 movies.
Right.
And I remember watching the first movie and going like, the writing isn't the same. Like it doesn't have the same punch. It's not speaking to me in the same way. And that's how I felt about all the movies. And it came back on Comedy Central and I'm like, it's not as good. And then they brought it back on Hulu and I just didn't even bother to watch because I'm like, I've been disappointed every time I've rewatched
It's
Futurama.
just the magic
The first seasons of Futurama were great and it got weaker as it went. And I'm sure the newest one is even weaker. I don't have high hopes. I'm ready for disappointment.
I mean, it looks interesting to show that it's going to start.
But you'll watch it. And
definitely,
you know who else is going to watch it?
Because it's hype.
Everyone is going to watch it.
Of course. But then as the episodes go, and then it's like, are the ratings there? Are people going to... I mean, I'm sure everybody's going to watch episode 1.
If it's good, the ratings will be there. If it's good.
But then some way, somehow, people are just going to be like, I didn't like it because this X, Y, and Z. They didn't brought this character. I couldn't get into it because the voices look someone's
voice is gonna put your hair on edge.
That's Dale because Dale, he doesn't sound the same.
Yeah, and then didn't you say they changed Khan's voice?
Khan original character voice actor is going to be Dale. He's gonna be now Dale, and then they got a new Khan voice.
Yeah, because now you can't have a white guy voice an Asian guy. That's
Oh,
offensive and that's
Oh.
racist. You can't do
Lord.
that.
That's not good.
That's not good. That's Asian face.
Okay.
Okay, you can't do that.
Okay.
So, so yeah, I mean, what's your overall,
I'm looking
what's your
for-
last word? Because
I
King of
think
the Hill.
it had an ending. It had an ending. They just had 3 endings. Too long. But it had an ending. I mean, at the end of the day, they're all friends. They're all family, and they come together. Now we're in a new season or new episodes. We'll see where it goes. But I hope they have an also ending there, and hopefully we get to see that, and hopefully it doesn't get
Yeah,
canceled, and
but-
then we're like, what happened?
Yeah, but that's the new episode. I'm talking about King of the Hill. What has been produced so far. What's your feelings on it? What's your thoughts on it?
Oh, it was a good show, actually. It's a really good show.
Yeah, I know. That's what I think. I think King of the Hill.
It was
is
different.
a cultural touchstone.
It
of,
was
like
different.
America. Like it's.
Americana.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of the
Yeah.
like most culturally relevant things America has ever produced. To be honest. I
Yeah,
believe
it
that.
was different because when Simpsons were on and then this show came on, I was like, this is different.
Yeah.
And I continue watching it, and it was funny. It was different, and it wasn't the same old.
You know, it's funny too
know?
because like living in California, it's almost hard to relate to King of the Hill. It almost feels like it's a different country. Still, it's like
Well,
there's
it's-
something very
It's very
like
Texas
relatable about it. Yeah.
because of the neighborhood and
Texas and California are closer than either of those states would like to admit. We're more like each other than we'd like to admit.
true because there's a lot of suburban neighborhoods
We
around
both
here.
have hot ass weather, Mexican food.
But we don't have tornado. No, they have Tex-Mex. We have Mexican food.
I know. We got a lot of Mexicans in both places. But yeah,
But it's a good show. I liked it. I mean, it always brings, like I said earlier, it always brings back the '90s feeling about how everybody used to be more social. Everybody talked to
before-
each other.
before social media, before the internet,
Yeah,
when all that stuff had not really caught on in the same way.
yeah.
It was a different time.
It was a different time, and and they also introduced the internet. Like in the beginning.
Yeah, you get to see the internet kind of grow with those characters.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning of the show, you don't see much internet, and then by the end of the show, you got episodes about
Yeah,
MySpace.
Peggy had a typewriter, and then she
Then she got an iMac.
Yeah,
in
she got a computer.
In the Y2K episode.
Yeah, and it's like you start seeing the birth of the internet and how the internet just went from baby stage to what it is today. So it's a really good show. It does bring you back to, for those that are millennials and Gen X.
There's a lot of nostalgia in it.
Yeah.
It's one of those shows that if you haven't watched it, you have to watch it. And then also there's an acquired taste to King of the Hill because it's very bland. You know what I mean? It's very slice of life. It's very dry. So to love King of the Hill, you kind of have to watch a few episodes. It has to grow on you, I think. Like I remember the show first came out, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to enjoy this show.
Well, the first season drawings look like Beavis and Butthead.
Right, which is why I thought I was going to love it, but it's the furthest away you can get from Beavis and Butthead.
I know, but the animation I'm talking about, it looks so like Beavis and Butthead, and then by season 2 it kind of looked like it started.
Yeah, they
growing.
polished it.
They polished it. It looked much better.
It didn't look like it was drawn by some guy with Parkinson's. 'Cause that's what the first few episodes, dude. The lines are all like
I know
squiggly. Everything's so squiggly.
And the colors even The Simpsons had a really bad.
Yeah. Well,
coloring.
that was Rough Draft Studios when they were sending the episodes to Rough Draft Studios.
What's
they
his
were,
name?
They
Was
were messing
Black?
it up. Yeah. They were making all kinds of errors. Like they were still getting their storyboarding process down. And
Mr. Smithers was black in the first season.
which was an animation error. There's all kinds of animation errors from Rough Draft Studios. There's like QA problems or storyboard problems. Like
Back then you had to draw physically, with paper.
But you also have to consider The Simpsons was one of the first like mass-produced seasons of television that started using that process of like, oh, we're gonna ship it overseas and have a bunch of people draw it and then ship it back,
Mm-hmm.
And so like that process was still getting, I think, ironed out.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, we're getting off topic, but like, I mean, I think we said all we have to say about King of the Hill, right? I mean, it's a good show.
Yeah,
It's
and we'll be
culturally
back.
relevant. It's coming back soon, and we're looking forward to see
And then
what it's going to
we'll
look like.
come back here and talk about if it ended.
Yeah, when it ends, we'll
Or-
talk about
or it
that.
got canceled.
We'll revisit it. We'll talk about how poorly it probably went, but let's see. Let's see.
I'm curious.
We're going
Very
to see how it
curious.
goes. We're going to see. So, yeah, with any luck, you're watching this after it's already aired because it's probably going to come out in a few days, and we're doing this a day before.
Alrighty.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.